Hey, welcome to FunNGun. Got another cool sight on the table for you today from Cyelee Optics. But before we get into that, I want to say up front right here that none of the firearms in this video, none of the links in this video, none of the codes in this video have anything to do with firearm sales whatsoever. This video is intended for educational purposes only. So if YouTube could just go ahead and leave me alone on this video like you have in the past, I surely would appreciate it. And I also want to say a big thanks to Cyelee Optics for sending me this Shark X Pro out to check out for this particular video and also bringing me on as an affiliate of their brand. If you're looking to pick up this Shark X Pro or any of their other products, you can use the link in the description below there. Go ahead and open up their website and then use code FunNGun at checkout to get 10% off nearly everything on their website there. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go over some of the information on the outside of the box. We'll go ahead and open up the box, show you what it comes with. Then we'll bring the sight up onto the table here, go over some of its features, and then we'll go over some of my thoughts on it after that. So let's go ahead and go over some of the information on the outside of the box here and just the box in general. And like I usually like to say is if a company spends this much time making the packaging look good, that really means that they, in my opinion, care about what they're putting in it. So let's go over some of the information here. We'll go over the window size here. This is a 24 by 17 millimeter or 0.94 by 0.67 inch window. So you got a decent sized window on this little dot here. It is intended for duty or carry. Obviously, you can use it for whatever you want to because duty and carry usually just means it's built to be durable. And we'll go over to this side right here and we'll get into some of these features later on where you can see them a little bit, or where I can see them a little bit better because there's small writing right there. But it is fully submergible here, and that is IPX7 waterproof. So if you're out shooting this gun, it starts raining, or you're carrying your gun and you have this sight mounted on, it starts raining, you're going to be good to go there. It is also multi-reticle. You have a 2 MOA dot, a 26 MOA circle, or you can combine them to have a dot circle, which is the way I usually set these up. So that's kind of just some of the information on the outside of the box here. Let's go ahead and open the box up here, and we'll go over what you get in the box here. So first off, you're going to get the instructions here. It's going to go over how to go ahead and properly set the sight up, mount it to the gun, use all the different features this sight has. You're going to get a Cyelee patch there, a lens cleaning cloth, and I always appreciate that they throw these two cards in right here telling you how to properly zero this sight so you're not wasting your time and ammo here. The first one right here is going to recommend you sight it in at 25 yards because if you sight it in at 5 yards, you're going to be dead on at 5, high at 10, then high at 25. If you sight it in at 10 yards, you're going to be high at 25, low at 5. You sight it in at 25 yards, you're going to be pretty well dead on at all three. So that's what I have been sighting my sights in at, and it does work very well. And then on the back here, you got a few links to get some more information on how to zero your sight there. And you got one more card here that goes over how to properly use the turret. So there again, you're not wasting time and ammo trying to get this sighted in. So I really appreciate that too. And on the back, it also has the same codes as before there, or the same links. You also get a Cyelee sticker there, the tools needed to mount and adjust this sight. And as always with Cyelee products, you get an absolute ton of screws. And that's really cool because when you go to mount this on something, it's nice to have a lot of screws. So let's go ahead and bring the sight up onto the table right now here. I'm going to go ahead and lock the gun open here, show you there is nothing in the chamber. There is nothing in the magazine. And this SIG 320 is now as safe as it can be. Now, before y'all freak out, I had this 320 well before all of the crap hit the fan with the 320 there. But that is what I have this mounted on because this is capable of being mounted to a Delta Point Pro footprint, a P320, or an RMSC footprint. So you have quite a few different mounting options with the Shark X Pro here. And I just happen to have a SIG 320 that is what it fits on. So that's what it's on here. So let's go ahead and go over some of the features. I already mentioned the multi-reticle part there. You have, let's see here, we went over the mounting. This is shake awake. So if you want to put this on your bedside gun or your bump of the night gun, and when you pick it up, it's going to go ahead and turn back on because after a few minutes, it will shut off to preserve the battery. While we're talking about battery life, you have a 50,000 hour battery life, so you're going to be waiting for a long time for it to go dead, especially if you have the shake awake on there. I feel like that's going to add a little bit of time to that because it's not going to be continually sitting there on. We mentioned that it's IPX7 waterproof, so no problems getting it wet there. This is drop tested from 6 foot onto concrete with a 35 ounce gun, and I have tested some of their sights and did that drop test. If you check out my cat EDG video, I have drop tested some of their that particular sight, and it held up very well. I would not expect this one today or have any issues at all with how this design is set up. It's real nice and thick on the top, and how all of this is set up to make the shock go down and through the frame and around the glass there. This is definitely going to be a durable sight. You can just tell by looking at it. We'll get to that more in my opinions of it later in the video here. Let's see here. Went over the window size. It is parallax free. You have 8 daytime setting and 2 night vision settings. So this is night vision compatible. and you got plenty of brightness settings there for bright days as well. So that's some of the overall features of it there. Let's go ahead and go over some of the stuff about this sight, stuff I like about the sight, and just different stuff in general. So one thing I really like is the fact that it is side battery tray here, or loaded. You can go ahead and change the battery without the need to pull the sight off the top there. And that's a really nice feature because I don't really want to have to re-sight my gun in every time the battery on the sight gets low. And you have, let's see if you can hear that. You got nice positive clicks on your up and down arrow on this sight, or the up and down of the brightness there on this. And that is also the buttons you're going to use to cycle through the different reticle options, and also to lock it out. You can lock this sight out. So once you get it set how you want it, you don't want to accidentally bump it when you're carrying it and whatnot, you can lock it to where it will not change any of the settings. So that is always a good feature to have, in my opinion. So like I said, we'll go ahead and go over some of my stuff about it. And I do like to have the nice positive clicks there. You do have nice positive clicks in your turns as well. And I will say I would have liked to have seen it have some little tick marks around the outside of the turrets, because you have nothing there. You're just relying on yourself to remember how many clicks you did there. It does have arrows on the top and bottom telling you which direction you are turning the turret to make sure you don't forget that. And like I said, this card right here is going to make sure you are using the correct one to go the right direction to sight it in. So like I said, that's good information to have there. And some of the stuff I like I was talking about a second ago, the way how the design is set up here, how durable it is. It kind of comes out a little bit wider on the sides right here on both sides. And the way this is cut on the top right there, if you drop it and it lands on any of these corners, it transfers the shock down into the frame of the sight instead of into the glass. So that is where some of that drop proof comes in. The front of it also has a nice overhang on it there. So if you're going to rack this off of something like a table or something, your belt loop or anything, if you ever need to do one-handed manipulation with this particular sight, you are going to have glass protection to do that. The back of the glass is also protected, and it's pretty cool that this is serrated. So out in bright sunlight, you're not going to get glare back in your face when you're shooting it. It also has two little nubs right here. So if you do lose co-witness with your iron sights, when you put the sight on there, you do have something to reference there. And I will say, with this 320 here, it has X-Ray 3 standard night sights on it, and it is very, very close to being blocked, but you do get a faint co-witness with it. So that is cool that it still co-witnesses with this particular set of sights on this gun, even being as low as they are. So overall, this sight has a lot of good features, and coming in at a really good price as well. This thing MSRP is at $253.99. And with my code that I mentioned earlier, you can get it down to $228 or $229 roughly before shipping and tax. So overall, this is a really good deal of a sight, or for this particular sight. Gives you another option to put on your Delta Point Pro Cut style guns. And I feel like you pick one of these up, you're going to like it quite a bit, because this is a really nice sight. And that's all I had for you today. Okay, if you made it this far, I just want to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you're looking for more FunNGun right now, you can click one of the 2 recommended videos there. If you're looking for more FunNGun later, you can go ahead and click that there subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. And if you're finding me from Facebook, go ahead and click that open app button at the top to make all that a lot easier. And I'll see you next time.